is there a requirement, that be published to the general amateur community through ARRL or something?
I'm sorry, no.
Is there a requirement that the cancellation, like for Christmas meeting, we don't do it, there's some notification that needs to go out to notify the public?
Short answer, yes. If it can be done in a timely fashion. This was very, very short notice. And by the way, we didn't have any reservations to do any testing, so we had no problem there. It's just any walk-ins that might show up, which we didn't have any.
Okay, tech report.
Hey,
The
Dwayne.
fusion repeater installation.
Dwayne? Go up to the mic. Free, crunch, crack. Sound like a box of Rice Krispies, doesn't it?
My bones.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
No.
The fusion repeater, we're still trying to get in there so that we can see what the interference problem is. It's been getting a little better. We don't know why, but we're still trying to get in there. All right, once again, the problem that we've been having is kind of like the Arden network that's going on now. There are only 2 people that can get us up onto the Sandridge building to get in to where the Arden stuff is at. And if we can't get one of those guys, then we're SOL. So that's also our problem at Integris right now. We're having problems with, there's only a couple of guys that can get us in there, and we have to rely on their schedule to get in there. So as soon as we do that, we'll take care of the fusion repeater. It's usable, but it gets noisy. So on the 2-1 repeater site, we're still waiting on trying to get climbers. Once again, that's another issue. The guy who owns the site requires that we have somebody that's bonded and that, so that he doesn't take an insurance hit. So that's one of our problems. The other problem is this cold weather really hampers you when you're trying to get up on top of that tower. So we're just waiting for some nice days, but hopefully our plan is, and I know we've said this before, but our plan is to have that repeater up and running and the site ready to go by summer. So that's our long range plan. It's been a long time coming, but we've had a lot of circumstances, especially with the constraints that the owner has put on us about needing somebody that's bonded and has the harnesses and all that stuff. So that's the issue. Any questions? Yes, ma'am.
Have we talked to, we've got the climbing building, the grappling building over in downtown. Is there connections there that would have somebody?
Maybe, but we haven't really checked into that, quite frankly. We've got people who are willing to climb, and
But just not bonded.
but they're just not bonded. And we've debated on, matter of fact, one of the guys is the same guy that allows us access to Sandridge. And he's the one who climbed the tower to put the Arden antenna up there in the first place. He's not bonded, but he climbs towers and he likes to do it. So we've been debating whether or not we want to discuss with the owner, he's a ham also, so he understands, if he can let us do that. But we didn't tell him that the guy that climbed the tower was not bonded. So there's a lot of dynamics going on that it's out of our control a lot of times. But I think we're getting closer. Yes, sir.
What about the OCAPA just takes the money out of the treasury and buy a bond for the person for a month or something like that, and then I'll take care of it.
Yeah, I don't know if that's really gonna be worth it though. I mean, we looked at getting, for instance, a bucket truck. But has anybody ever rented a bucket truck? They are, excuse my French, but I speak it well, they are damned expensive. So that was out of the question. So we've got somebody, that will climb it. But once again, it's, do we have time to do it? And in our case, yes, Dave and I mean, we're retired, we're not doing anything, so. But it's getting those climbers, because they still work. And, what's his name,
Matt Garcia.
Matt Garcia. We've talked with him and he said, yeah, I can do it, but, you know, oh, well, I can't do it on this date, or I can't do it on this date. So, once again, he works full time, so, we'll get there. It's just a long time in coming. And, the things that we have planned for that 2-1 repeater site, i.e., we're looking at a 10-meter FM link. We're looking at, well, the guy who climbed the tower the first time, Stephen Hazelwood, he wants to put a 6-meter repeater up there. So there's a lot of things going on that would benefit a lot of us. So just hang in there with us, and we'll get it done. But you know, there's only 2 of us, and while I'm on this subject, we need somebody that will raise their hand and say, okay, I would like to help you guys out and learn about repeaters. I mean, Dave and I aren't getting any younger, even though, you know, we're in pretty good shape for as old as we are. So we need some folks that are willing to say, I'll help you out. I'd like to learn the repeaters. It's not a hard thing. It's very simple. Do you have to be a electronics technician? No, you don't. Because a lot of times, if the repeater needs fixing on the inside, it goes back to the company. So it's just a matter of, you know, things that have to be done. I mean, I don't know if you guys are aware of what really has to be done at the repeater site, the 2-1 repeater site. Somebody came in, we don't know when, it was after Channel 4 vacated the building, and stole all the copper wire on all the grounding to the tower, to the inside of the building and all that. So that has to be replaced. Who replaced it? Me and Dave, and Steve was there, and he was there, you were there, and there were some people that helped us out. But it takes work to update that and keep it updated. We had to put a ground bus in, and so we had to drill holes in the wall, put the anchors there so we could mount the ground bus. All that has to be done. And when we get somebody to climb the tower, we've got to hoist the hard line, 1/2-inch hard line up there, and that all has to be anchored to the tower in a way that if it gets windy, real windy, that, you know, it doesn't abrade the outside of the jacket and things like that. Now, it's pretty thick jacket for 1/2-inch hard line, but so there's a lot of things that have to happen. So things have to be coordinated. Sometimes Dave's not available because he's doing something. Sometimes I'm not available. So we need more people that want to learn the repeater business, so that one of these days when we decide we've had enough, we just don't want to say, okay, we've had enough, you guys are on your own. We want somebody in a training status that's ready to take over if we decide we don't want to do it anymore. Now, I'm not there yet, and Dave's not there yet, because there's a lot we want to do for this club to make sure that everything is working properly. So, any questions? Thanks.